SU-27s with 126 countermeasures. Well, let's take a look. Hello guys, once again, it's Matt. Thank you all the members and patrons. Make sure to subscribe. And yes, the dev was updated today, guys, to the point 25. And yeah, it's going to be open until Thursday morning. So we still have plenty of days of having stuff actually be developed more, you know. And there's a particular thing that I already showed to you guys that was happening, but now it's happening to other aircraft as well. So the Su-27 had the 126 countermeasures, you know, added to it, the normal one. But now we have it on the Su-27SM, and in the J11s it's the normal 96, right? So and they both of them. So they're messing with something that is going to go to the flares. But the funny part is that it's not ready yet, obviously. If you go to the modifications, there's no choice of you actually choosing the flares that you're gonna use. And then you have only this, like the set of countermeasures to uninstall and install, you know, it's the only thing that you have to, like, to click here. And then once you actually go to test flight, you have this, which is actually pretty interesting. It's basically an amount of flares in chaff that you can actually take, as you see. So this is probably going to be what is coming to the game, okay? It's going to have basically a kind of a way over here for you to choose how many countermeasures you take from each instead of using a preset on it. So instead of using, you know, flare reinforced or chaff reinforced or only flares or whatever, you can actually choose individually how many of them you can actually take, which is very, very good, especially for aircraft that don't have a lot of flare chaff. Because, for example, a chaff or a flare can be used more or less depending on the BR that you are, depending on the gameplay style, and many things like that. So, for example, I would probably, I mean, with the stuff happening right now, I would probably take, like, I don't know, like this maybe 45 to 81 because the Fox 3s, you know. But for very low ranking aircraft like 10 point something, I would put it right here because barely you will even see a missile being fired at you, right? But it's good to actually take some chaff. So it depends on what you want to actually see over here. But the funny part is that if you actually go, because there's no other way for me to test this thing, and there are multiple aircraft that are having problems with this. I'm gonna show some other ones. But if you go to the test flight, something very weird happened. Well, the flares now, they're divided. Now I'm confused. Now I'm actually confused because every single time that I actually tested this, it was only bringing flare, even if I chose some chaff. And now it's firing only flare. But it's bugged, yeah. The chaff mode, chaff release, yeah. And now I'm clicking and it's nothing happening. So let me take off just to see if it happens anything. But as you see, it's still work in progress. But this is how it's going to kind of work. When it actually is ready, I will show to you guys how to use this. But basically, like I said, you will be able to choose how many flares and chaff you can actually take. And then you can actually, you know, choose one to actually fire. For example, down there, you can see down there, flare and chaff release mode. So this, if I clicked, it would be, it's not working, but it would release both of them. Flare mode would release only a flare, chaff only a chaff. So you basically can choose between those and actually just use the countermeasures that you want. What is happening? What was that? Did I overheat the flares? I think I overheated the flares for some reason. No, but even the chaff mode is flying flares, so kind of bugged, I gotta say. That was really weird. So it's kind of bugged. So yeah, of course, dev server, but you understand how it's going to work, right? Let me show to you guys in some of the other aircraft that it's kind of bugged right now as well. But it is kind of the ground basis for how it's going to be. So Oh, come on, I have to. Yeah, this is something that I need to work on. If I can, like, I would like to choose between this and this, for example, to actually do that. But this is another aircraft that it's kind of funny. All right, look at that. Only flare, only chaff. You can choose between what you want. It's one of the new aircraft, of course. If you go here, let's see if it actually bugs as well, or if it works. But it's very, very interesting. Yeah, it's only firing flare. Flare mode, okay. Chaff mode, still firing flare. So yeah, it's bugged, but they are working on it, and which is kind of nice. And it will be very, very cool to see this. This will make a lot of the aircraft a lot more survivable because, of course, especially for aircraft that don't have a lot of countermeasures, you can choose between the two of them and be more efficient in the way that you actually release your countermeasures. So as you see, it's only working for flares right now and stuff, but it is going to be worked and going to be released, the separated flare released, which is pretty fun. So yeah, guys, but basically this is it. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments if you are excited to see a separated button or mode to actually fire flares and chaff separately. Thank you guys for watching. I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, and bye, guys.